Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I have another review for you. Today we're gonna be looking at the Sealight LED lighting kit. One of the things that stood out as soon as I opened this is the packaging is very nice and foamy, but also the labels stand out quite a bit in this packaging. They look really a little bit more than what the price range is for. These are rated probably, well, actually this the price for them, they're between $36 to $50 depending on the model that you get. And right away when you open them, they look like they're probably worth more. Now again, this is looks, and typically a product, to me, when I see that product has really good looks, sometimes it can be interpreted as good quality because they're putting the effort into it. So I like that I'm already impressed and I have not taken it out. But let's pull them out and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so let me put this aside. One of the first things that stands out on this product versus the Hikari ones is that they have a different approach to it. In terms of the Hikari ones have the entire LED on the front, and then they have a body that contains the circuit that drives the LED, and they have a fan. So here's a choice whenever people are looking at LED lighting: is the fan going to be built in, or is going to be a totally fanless solution? This is a fanless solution. There is no fan. Now, what's the advantage of having no fan? There are no moving parts. If there are no moving parts, failure is less likely to happen. It's probably going to last longer. Advantages of the fan: you keep the device cooler and extend the life of the LED. But this heatsink that's designed very well and can dissipate heat fast enough will probably get away without having a fan. And let me zoom in here, get the nice focus. There we go. And I like this, that the heatsink has a very nice design. It looks like it is going to dissipate heat very well. It feels like it has some nice meat to it. None of the fins, I don't feel like I can bend them. So this tells me that they have a good strength to it. It feels like anodized aluminum. This looks like it's a laser etched brand here, Sealight. And there's a nice little O-ring here. This O-ring is good because it's going to seal against the headlight enclosure, so it's going to keep the moisture from going inside the headlights. Looking towards the front, let me see if I can turn it. Here we go. You can see that the element for LEDs is made out of 3 segments, 1, 2, and 3. And additionally, 1, 2, and 3 on this side. I always like that because that means that there are potentially multiple places where if you lose one of those LEDs, you don't lose total brightness. You would only lose a little bit of brightness. Let me see if we can show you those again. Here we go. So it's good that you have a segmented amount of LEDs, a total of 6 LEDs. If you lose one LED, well, you still have 5 LEDs to be able to see out the car, assuming that they're wired in a way that allows the rest of the LEDs to shine. The other thing is that the board is bolted or is riveted to the body. And that's important because the board has to be able to dissipate that heat that the LEDs are generating into the body. And again, the body feels very good. I like that the entire body is made out of really anodized aluminum. I don't think this is even plastic. Well, this might be the only section that's plastic. The collar right here. The collar right here is some kind of fiberglass filled, probably nylon filled plastic. But this is metal, and this entire front is metal. So it's a continuous shot of metal. So that's pretty good. And the other reason I do like this design is that this box right here is also made out of some kind of metal, contains the driver. Now, why do I like this design? Is because it keeps away the driver from the LED, so I'm not subjecting the electronics in here to the heat that's being generated by the LED. I guess only time will tell if the fanless solution is better than a fan solution, but I like the idea of placing the electronics further away from the section of heat. Heat usually is a killer of components, and having it separate not only keeps the components away, it also makes the LED light bulb smaller in profile. So this is probably going to fit in tighter spaces, and it's going to be easier to install in a tighter area or a tight enclosure, as opposed to this having been built on the back altogether like this. The other thing that's nice about this is that you can see there's nice strain relief. What I mean by strain relief is these little guys right here. This means that the cable can move up and down, and is gonna be relieved of the stress of being moving. So this is gonna extend the life of the cable and potentially the life of the entire lamp by not having a cable break on you and killing your lamp. It has that on both sides. There are nice screws that hold this down, and on the back, again, laser etch, you see the model and you see what looks like a date code on there. I'm not sure if this was made in 2007 or some kind of serial number, but I know this is unique because on here you can see that this number is different. So again, I'm not sure if this was made in 2013, December of 2013 and December of 2007. I don't think this bulb is that old. I think these are serial numbers. I think this is the 12,007 light bulb and 12,013 serial light bulb. Now, why do I like that? Because a company that's going a little bit out of their way to add traceability in terms of serializing product tells me that they have control over the manufacturer of the product, or at least if there was a failure, when this goes back to them, they can go back to the factory and say, hey, what happened during the production of this particular light bulb? And assuming that the documentation was good, they should be able to go back and determine what happened and potentially improve the product. So I like that. Connector looks nicely molded. There is an indication here of positive and negative, but again, that really won't be a problem as long as the plug is being inserted in the right way with the latch facing towards the top. It's a nice little plug. Again, nice little strain relief. This one's a little stiff. It's not as, yeah, it's quite stiff actually. Not as flexible as this one. This is flexible, probably PVC, but this is molded in one, really in one take. So this is somewhat stiff, but it's still nice to have as opposed to a cable just coming out of a connector. So overall, just looking at these lights, they look impressive from seeing it up front, but let's go install them in the car and see how they look. All right, let's look at some LED lights. And these are just the standard 9007 halogen light bulbs. And as you can see, the standard halogen one it's okay, it's bright, but I can still see inside the headlight. It's somewhat yellow, and in fact, probably quite yellow. And it just looks normal. It looks OEM. Now, if we go this way, these are the Sealight LEDs. I mean, these are bright. Look at how the camera's trying to adjust just so they can capture the brightness. And they also have that really nice white light. Again, this is not a blue color, it's white, just really bright white. And it's a significant difference over that yellow. Now, one thing I didn't do in my previous Hikari LED video, I didn't record the projection pattern against the wall. So I thought it'd be good to show that